Now, who is Kevin Mullins? Well, Kevin was born in 1970 in the small, tight-knit town of Pikeville, Kentucky. He was born to Patsy and Walter Mullins. In this region, family is everything, and Kevin's upbringing reflected those values. His family, the Mullins clan, was large, interconnected, and influential in the community. Like many families in eastern Kentucky, their roots ran deep, and their bonds shaped the local culture, from church gatherings to elections. Kevin was a product of this environment, a man who understood the power of connection, compassion, and community. Kevin went on to excel academically, graduating with distinction from the University of Kentucky with a bachelor's degree in political science. He then earned his law degree from the University of Louisville, Louis D. Brandy School of Law. By 1995, he was admitted to the Kentucky Bar and launched his legal career as an assistant Commonwealth attorney. For 9 years, he served the people of eastern Kentucky, prosecuting cases and ensuring that justice was served. He also worked in private law practice. In 2009, when a judicial vacancy opened in the Letcher County District Court, Governor Steve Beshear appointed Kevin to the bench. It didn't take long for Kevin to win the trust of his community. In the 2010 election, he was overwhelmingly voted into office. Over the next 14 years, he served with distinction, winning election after election, a testament to the respect he had earned. Kevin and his wife were longtime residents of Jenkins, Kentucky. It was clear he wasn't just a man of the courtroom. He was deeply rooted in this community. He was often seen at local events, offering support and sharing a smile. Whether it was grabbing breakfast at the local convenience store before work or picking up snacks late at night for his daughter's lunch boxes, Kevin made himself part of everyday life here in Jenkins. He was approachable, always willing to listen if someone had a concern. Despite his position, Kevin never flaunted his status. He was humble, down to earth, and never did seek the spotlight. His family obviously meant the world to him. Kevin was a beloved brother to his sister Kim and a devoted uncle to her children. He also extended that love to his nieces and nephews on his wife's side of the family. His sister-in-law's husband, Matt Butler, another local attorney, was recently appointed Letcher County Commonwealth Attorney by Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, continuing the close ties between their families. Kevin was adored by his in-laws, both current and former, and they admired the care and compassion he showed toward their children. He had a way of making everyone feel valued, and that love extended into his role as a father, husband, brother, and friend. In the courtroom, Kevin was known for his fairness. He didn't simply default to siding with the system or bureaucracy. He believed in evidence, common sense, and doing what was right. His reputation for listening, for truly understanding people's situations, made him one of the most respected figures in the judicial system. He didn't punish every mistake harshly. Instead, he sought justice, often giving people a second chance to correct their paths. Perhaps Kevin's most significant contribution to this community was the establishment of the Behavioral Health Conditional Dismissal Program. As Eastern Kentucky grappled with the opioid epidemic, Kevin recognized that incarceration alone was not the answer. His program focused on treatment and rehabilitation, offering people the help they needed to recover from addiction. Over the years, more than 20,000 people were given the opportunity to enter treatment rather than to be lost by the cycle of imprisonment. Kevin's pioneering efforts earned him statewide recognition, and in 2022, the Kentucky Supreme Court appointed him to the newly formed Judicial Commission on Mental Health, where he's chaired the Treatment and Access Committee. Kevin's legacy in reforming the justice system cannot be overstated, that's for sure. His work transformed how the courts approached drug-related crimes, emphasizing recovery over punishment and giving countless individuals a chance to rebuild their lives. His commitment to mental health and rehabilitation reshaped not only his courtroom, but the entire eastern Kentucky legal landscape. His influence reached far beyond the walls of just his courtroom, touching the lives of families and individuals throughout the state. Tragically, on September 19, 2024, Kevin's life was cut short. He was ambushed by a former colleague, the Letcher County Sheriff, in his own judge's chambers. The community was shaken to its core, struggling to comprehend how such violence could befall a man who had given so much. His death left a void in the lives of his family, his friends, and the countless people he had helped over the years. Kevin Mullins was not just a judge. He was a father, a husband, a brother, an uncle, a mentor, and a friend. He cared deeply about the people of this community, and he fought to make Eastern Kentucky a better place for everyone. His work, particularly in addressing the opioid crisis and mental health within the justice system, will continue to impact the region for years to come. Though his life was tragically cut short, Kevin's legacy lives on in the lives that he touched, the systems he reformed, and the compassion he brought to every corner of his work and life. Kevin R. Mullins was a man who believed in the power of second chances, and his memory will forever be a reminder of the good that one person can do when they dedicate their life to the service of others.
A father, a lot more than a former prosecutor, more than a district judge. Kevin's papa, a preacher, an underground miner. Kevin's grandfather, member of the United Mine Workers. Kevin's dad held 2 jobs most of his life. He and 3 of his brothers served in the military. Kevin's mommy, a teacher's aide at Jenkins Independent. You know more about the man when you know his family. Kevin Mullins for District Judge.